distinguished adventurers, welcome to the Sketching Hour, a very special sketching hour, a very shopping cart playing console sketching hour, which I love. The last time I saw this, the hands playing the controller weren't there. Now I'm amused. I'm so amused. Anyway, hello, my name is Lauren. I am the host of a show in where two amazing artists usually draw some amalgam of a creature that we create out of thin air, out of rolling tables. But today we're doing something a little different, something for gamers for groceries. That's right. We're going to be drawing characters for charity. But before we get into that, let's meet the two amazing artists who are going to be doing that drawing. Alexis, would you introduce yourself, please?
Hi everyone, I'm Alexis. I'm the art lead for Idle Champions, and I'm excited to draw some characters today. Well, just one character, but still excited.
Awesome. And Michelle, same question.
Hi, I'm Michelle Papadopoulos. I'm one of the artists at Codename Entertainment, and yeah, this is going to be a fun one today.
Yeah, so they are going to be drawing some of the characters that were submitted for a charity called Gamers for Groceries, which is raising money for the Canadian Food Bank. All of the people who donated to have their champion, their character drawn, got put into a big virtual hat. And we did the drawing ahead of time because usually we do some rolling tables and kind of throw something together, and it's a lot of fun. But this time, because characters are a little more complicated, we wanted to get that set up ahead of time. So we did the randomness ahead of time, and our two artists are going to be drawing. Well, let you introduce them. Alexis, what are you drawing today?
So I'll be drawing Vela. She's a half-orc barbarian paladin.
Ooh, nice. And Michelle, how about you?
I'll be drawing Thacker Tornclaw. He's a tabaxi fighter.
Awesome. So we have two completely different characters sent in by wonderful people who donated to an amazing cause. So congratulations to everybody. And we're going to watch the fun unfold live. And I'm going to be chatting with chat because that's my job here, is to be the talking person while the amazing art happens. So hi chat, how you doing? If you do have any questions for us, either about Idle Champions or about art that I can pass along to these two, you can ask some questions about Gamers for Groceries, and I will do my best. But I also have some really good links to send you to. This is one show that is going to be part of a whole bunch of stuff going on this weekend that is part of the charity event, and we're super happy to be able to participate. And there we go. John Renish is in chat right now. They are the wonderful person that we have been coordinating this whole thing with. So thank you for joining us. He says the Gamers for Groceries event is this Saturday, and there are still 25 slots for character commissions. So if you are inspired by what is happening right here, and you want to get in on a fantastic cause, I know we have the link. I will go ahead and grab that for more information. I'll go ahead and put that link in chat. You can follow it to the Twitter account. For those who might be watching at home on the video on demand, go to the Gamers Groceries Twitter account, and you will be able to find the place that you can sign up and donate, and then have one of your characters drawn. And it's awesome. And the collection of artists is pretty impressive. So thank you for letting us join in on this. It's fun.
I was just watching a little reel of like some of the characters that have been done, and it's really awesome.
Yeah, it's super fun. John mentions we have audio designers, Mike Trapp from Actually, Draw Free, BioWare writers, and more. It's a pretty big show. So a lot of people across Canada and in other places helping out with this charity. And it is specifically for Food Banks Canada, which I will also put a link in chat, as it is a worthy cause, as anyone who wants to go check that out. And there we go. So while they're going ahead and drawing this, for those who might be new to the show, this is actually a special event that we're doing. Usually, like I said, we've got these 3 rolling tables: monsters, adjectives, and cute animals. 3 of us roll a d20, and we shove them all together into creatures that then, while Alexis and Michelle spend the hour creating out of thin air and 3 words, I work with the chat to come up with backstories, names, funny things about them. And so, for example, last week, we had Goth Lemming Modrons. And there you go. A picture is literally worth 1,000 words. So that is normally what we have. And I say normally as though there's anything normal about this amazing bit of art right there. We also have some wonderful people in our community who play along with us, including Banana Mobster, who once again submitted some fan art of their version. I forget which Modron they went with, but it's one of the I think it's the Octagon. They went with one of the other Modrons that we had. And yeah, this is a terrifying creature.
Awesome.
It is amazing. Let me get back here. So yeah, this is going to be a little different because we're not mashing together a whole bunch of stuff, but it's always fun to watch the 2 of them draw. And we already had the Lurking Writer is asking specifically about the half-orc paladin. We don't know what the other half is. I know classically it's usually human when you talk about D&D creatures, humanoids. So, but we don't know. So these were all characters that were submitted, like I said, from people who donated. And they gave a variety of answers to questions. What's their name? What's their race? What's their class? Tell us a little bit about how they look. Tell us a little bit about, a bunch of different things. So it was kind of fun to see the full list. I got a chance to see. I don't know if I saw the full list. I got a chance to see a big list. It was very cool. And then these were the 2 that got drawn. So that got drawn that will be drawn.
Drawn for drawing.
I totally did that on purpose. Absolutely. Oh, apparently we have the person who submitted for the half-orc in chat. Midoku, that's yours? Hey, welcome. So this, we've got the person who, Vela, the half-orc barbarian paladin. That is awesome.
I hope it turns out well.
I am sure. I've watched the 2 of you create amazing things out of nothing for 47 episodes. I have every confidence this is going to be fun. So, but yeah, welcome to our chat. It's awesome that you're here. As I said, if anyone has any questions, obviously these are characters that we don't have to worry about coming up with names and backstories. They came with. So that's actually kind of fun. Oh, Midoku says she's looking great already. So there you go. There you go. And I will say, so the commissions, it's $25 Canadian, which is $20 American. And that is a steal for the quality of the art you're getting here. I know I sound right now like a one of those late night shopping people. The quality that you're getting right here. But seriously, like commissioning an artist to do a character portrait for $20 is amazing. So these are very talented people who are giving their time and talents just so that you can do an amazing donation to the Canadian Food Bank. So take advantage of that. Star Chaser 43 wants to know, do you have the backstories for these characters? I don't know how much either of you want to talk about what you were given, but
There's some of them had a little bit of backstory. It was mostly about how they look and a little bit about their personality and stuff.
Yeah,
it depends on the character, but I think I'm just looking right now.
Everybody kind of gave their own, like D&D characters are. Some people are going to give you the 12-page backstory, and some people are going to say, I'm playing a dragonborn cleric. Go.
Yeah.
It's a wide range of what people gave. So I'll be interested to know if these are characters that end up in D&D games that we can hear about. That'd be fun.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah. Our Green Paradox says, at least you didn't say, but wait, there's more. Well, but wait, there might be more. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna have to work that in somewhere. If you call right now, T5 Cats will throw in something else. I don't know. Yeah, I am old enough to remember those old school infomercials or the not QFC, the QVC channel. I don't remember what it was. I don't remember what that stood for. But it was basically an entire channel of people selling things. I don't even know if it still exists. That seems like such an odd thing now that I grew up with, that there was just 13 channels on the TV and one of them was just selling you stuff 24 hours a day. Yeah, I wonder if that's the thing that people only know because of a Weird Al Yankovic song now.
Oh, does he mention it? I don't know that song.
UHF, his movie references the QVC channel quite a bit and plays off of it a little bit. And then he's got a couple of songs because, it was a touchstone for those of us who are older. But that's okay. Oh, here we go. True Wanna Hedda says quality value channel.
Oh, quality value channel.
And we've got Grommen. Apparently there might be a couple of different versions. Balkan25 says quality value service. Sailnet says quality value convenience, as well as Grommen. So what would we be? We would be the QVA, the quality value art. The quality value art channel. Oh, Cat's Tea Sweater says, the shopping channel is still a thing. I hear radio ads for their website.
Really?
That's a sentence I just said. I hear radio ads for their website. That is amazing. I don't know. Okay, wait, I do remember people being like, go to our website, http:// no, www. whatever. I do remember people advertising their website, giving the entire thing. So maybe being on the radio and giving the website is a way you can go. Balkan25 is asking, what is Gamers for Groceries? It's an excellent question. That's why we are here. And John was very quick to answer because, sometimes I get distracted thinking about the QVC channel. John says, Gamers for Groceries is a charity stream for Food Banks Canada. It's primarily game devs helping raise money. That is game devs across Canada coming together to raise money for food banks because that's a good cause. Food banks, it's for, people who are in desperate need of just food, but not just because of financial situations, but when disasters happen, anyone who is just caught and, suddenly does not have access to food and water. It's an essential thing to have a stock and a place that you can go for that kind of safety. John says we've got art, design, writing, audio, you name it. See, now I kind of want to donate myself just to have something audio related done. Now I'm really curious. I've been focusing so much on this that I hadn't thought to donate for one of the other disciplines. Well, now I'm gonna.
Did you just come up with a song for on your oboe? You just come up with different songs on it?
I could just.
Is that something you do?
I'm not really a jazz musician, so not really. I can do a couple of. It's not cheating. I'm not like Jason Charles Miller, and I can just craft a song out of nothing. But there are techniques you can do, especially as a classical musician. There was a whole technique that Bach came up with, in where you can turn words and names into letters on a staff, so that you can create music. And that's how he'd seed stuff into his music. He'd seed like people that he loved or his own name by creating music out of the letters. And so I know the basics of how to do that. So I've done a lot of, this is your name, if it was in music notation, and play that. It's always a little interesting because sometimes I have to decide if it's going to be in a major or a minor key. And sometimes people really want their names to be dark. No, give me the minor key version of my name. Okay. Oh, here we go. John says, we don't have donation incentives for the other disciplines, but we will be taking Q&A from viewers and suggestions for narrative improv if you want to try to stump BioWare writers. Stump the people who did Mass Effect. Good luck. See, now I just want to go play Mass Effect and romance Garrus again. And yes, I mean, we could start talking about BioWare games if we want. I will spend the next 45 minutes talking about romancing Garrus. I'm here for it. It's fine. Did either of you play Mass Effect?
No.
Oh, Alexis, you are muted.
Sorry, Rocket was barking earlier.
Aw, poor Rocket.
I kind of played at the time I had a friend who was playing through it, but I would go do all the choices and then they would do the actual game stuff.
That's awesome.
It was really fun.
That's how my parents played a lot of action RPGs, actually. My dad would do the controls and do the fighting and everything, and then they'd work together on the decision stuff. Because mom had no interest in getting into the fighting stuff, but she wanted to be able to make all the decisions about romance. So that's like a really cool way of doing it.
Yeah, I really liked it too, because I'm not that good at like the action parts of games, but I always really enjoy the story bits. So
that's amazing. And we've got tons of people in chat now talking about Garrus and how wonderful he is. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. Yes. But yeah, my parents played through Oblivion and Skyrim that way. They played through all of the Dragon Age games. Dad was a huge fan of the Dragon Age games. Mom enjoyed it, but that's what they did, is she would do all of the decisions. And it was fun, and this of course was years ago, the last time I got a chance to visit. I think they were playing through Inquisition? I think it was Dragon Age Inquisition. They were playing through one of the later ones. I've played them all and I've forgotten the order at this very moment. But I remember them getting into a fun argument. Like, not a heated argument, a fun argument about what they were going to pick for a specific moment. And like getting into the meta of like, but our character would do this, but if we do this, we're gonna lose this character. But if we do this, and we want to romance this character, so do we want to say this? I'm like, the two of you are adorable.
That is cute.
They were having so much fun. Oh yes, if you are interested in watching the whole rest of the fundraiser for Gamers for Groceries, go to twitch.tv/gamersforgroceries. It's an easy thing to remember, but that's going to be this Saturday, all day. And I also, before I went off on my Mass Effect joy, narrative improv if you want to try to stump BioWare writers. I'm going to have to look up exactly what that is. Like, so is it, whose line is it anyway with Mass Effect or just BioWare themes? Or is there something else going on? Because now I'm super curious. Oh, Devil Crayon did the same thing. I played some Mass Effect when my mom was in town like that. That's awesome. I mean, back in the day, I got introduced to that back in the day. My parents did that with the early Final Fantasy games that were on the Nintendo. So they would sit down and mom would actually draw out the maps while dad would go through the dungeons for Final Fantasy 1. Because, back in the day. And where if you wanted a map, you either had to draw it yourself or you had to go buy like Nintendo Power. And they weren't going to buy Nintendo Power, so graph paper came out. Yes. John says, it's kind of like Whose Line, but for a running narrative. Oh, wow. Give them a few prompts and then they have to come up with a story mission, says Gimblehawk. Wow. All right, now I'm extra excited. I could see some wild stuff getting suggested. But these are BioWare writers. I don't think you could come up with something so wild that they couldn't craft a story and a romance out of it. You get both a story and a romance. I will donate money no matter what, but I would put money down on the BioWare writers are going to be fine.
Yeah, me too.
Oh yes, John, if I am not going to hold on to the rolling tables. These are not copyrighted. If you would like to steal this idea and use that for any of your stuff, please feel free. It is super fun. We've had a lot of fun with these. The hardest part is if you use them week after week, it's refilling them with new stuff because as chat knows, usually about this time I turn to chat and say, so I need some new adjectives to put on the list. Help. Legally distinct rolling tables. That's right. Yeah, the chat has become my favorite place to go when I've run out of cute animals, because then we spend quite a lot of time just Googling cute animals that we have never heard of before.
It's an absolute joy.
Yeah, I've discovered so many animals. The sea swallow slug. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The sea swallow slug, which still has to go on the list. The elephant shrew.
Mm-hmm.
I think a couple of them have already made it onto the list. The Dumbo octopus was the first one. Like, I know what an octopus is, but if you ever have a chance to look up what a Dumbo octopus is and want to see basically the most adorable sea creature of all time, that's amazing.
Yeah, I can't wait till we draw that one.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
It's been on there a little while, so we'll have to keep our fingers crossed, or we'll have to do. I mean, we've done Scales and Tails. We did
Hoofs and Woofs.
Hoofs and Woofs, Cats and Bats. We'll have to do a sea creature shanty. We'll have to do. I'm trying to think what adventures are already out in Idle Champions that have a water theme. Adventurers don't often go underwater because breathing, so it's hard to think of something. Wizards and lizards from Mars. Thanks, the lurking writer. Oh, hypnotic sheep. Oh, hypnotic sheep. Isn't the Dumbo octopus just an octopus that made it into its dump stat? First off, deep cut. Second off, you need to go look up this creature. For obvious reasons, I am not going to Google over this amazing art, but take a second and look up the Dumbo octopus. You will not... Open up a separate tab and just go look. You will not be disappointed. Ooh, Volcorian suggests gills and tendrils. Gills and tendrils week.
Ooh, I like that one.
Yeah, we could put the Kraken on there. We could bring back sharks.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, we're doing a Kraken. Like, at that point, the monster has to be a Kraken, right?
It could be a Flump too. We could bring Flump back.
That's true. Are Flumps really sea creatures, though?
No, but they have tendrils.
That's okay. All right. I was thinking both.
Needs both.
I was thinking I had to check both boxes, but you are right.
Wait, do octopuses, forget the plural version, do they have gills or do they have a different way of breathing?
I think they have gills. I know that they can leave the water and like walk on land for a little while because I've seen nature documentaries and thus I know everything about octopus. Just trust me. I've watched David Attenborough for hours on end, but I have seen nature documentaries where they leave the water so that they can go to other shallow pools near the ocean side where fish get trapped because they're smart enough to be like, oh, the tide's going down, the fish are going to get trapped.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now I gotta look this up. Octopus. It is, yes, I know. It's a soft-bodied, 8-limbed mollusk of the order Octopedia. Octopodia? Octopodia. Okay, we're getting distracted. We're supposed to be talking about Gamers for Groceries. We're supposed to be doing things for these wonderful PCs. Oh, Evil Emperor Zerg. I'm not going to say that out loud, but I appreciate the alliteration. And I do agree that I think if we're ever going to do a show that is focused on sea creatures, the monster's got to be the Kraken. It's just got to be.
We did do Krakens already at one point, right?
We have. But you know what?
We'll do them again.
Well, that I would lobby hard that if we're going to do an underwater episode, that's when we're bringing back the Kraken. What was? Let's look that up. Sketching Hour. It was Rainbow Kraken Red Pandas way back in episode 11.
Was it that long ago?
It was that long ago. Here, these are also gorgeous. I'm gonna do the thing that you're never supposed to do, which is on the fly add things to your OBS overlay. Watch this fun. We're gonna come here. For those of you who are new to the stream and want some more examples of what normally happens, here is episode 11, Rainbow Kraken Red Pandas. Yep, I know. It's gonna, there's gonna be, we're gonna cover this up for a little bit. Look at these things! They are adorable. And here, let me hide them and go back to the PCs. The awesome PCs that we've got. But there you go. That's, episode 11 is a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. We can definitely bring back the Kraken at this point. I will, at this point, now that I've mentioned previous shows, if you do ever want to see all of the art that Alexis and Michelle have drawn over a year and 4 weeks of shows, you can come to our Discord, discord.gg/idlechampions. I'm required to drink every time I say it because I say it too often. But come to our Discord where we not only talk a lot about Idle Champions, but we have an entire channel dedicated to the Sketching Hour, and we have pinned in that channel all 47 of our previous episodes worth of art. It is super fun. Let's see. I missed a couple questions. So Martin is in chat doing the amazing work of being our moderator and was being kind and grabbing stuff to put in the backstage chat so that I don't miss questions. And so I've been being bad and I haven't been looking at that. But now I will. So yes, Dance Lover was asking about the Saturday event. Where will it happen? And that's the twitch.tv/gamers for groceries. Balkan25 got here a bit late and was asking about the roles, but hopefully by now you know we're doing PCs that were donated to Gamers for Groceries that we are drawing, that were randomly chosen out of a virtual top hat. I could have printed them out and put them in an actual top hat and done the whole shake, 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 pull out, but that would have been very anticlimactic for a digital thing. So,
do you own a top hat, Lauren?
I do. I own a top hat. It is
awesome.
It is a cheap top hat, but I do own a top hat. I bought it specifically because I was playing in a game that was a Marvel/DC superhero game, and for a while I played Zatanna.
Ooh.
And so I got myself a top hat so that I could cosplay in the simplest sense of the term, top hat. And I would wear, I have a couple of suit jackets from being a musician, so I have a cheap top hat. It's fun. Alexis, do you own a top hat?
I do not own a top hat.
Michelle, do you own a top hat?
No, I don't. Now I want one.
I recommend it. I mean, you don't have to get a fancy schmancy, super expensive one. I think I got mine. I think I got mine at Target for $15 or something. It's not.
There you go.
It would not survive anything that I would actually wear a top hat for. If I had to ever go to a fancy gala, this top hat would fall apart. But for playing an online D&D game and where I'm playing a magician and pretending to talk backwards a lot. It was perfect.
Did you get really good at like thinking of a word and then being able to reverse it?
No, but I got really good at. I had a website that, because what Zatanna does is the word is reversed and then the order of the words are reversed. She does both. So there was a website that I'd found that does both of those things, but you have to basically, you can't do them both at the same time. So you had to reverse the order of the words in the sentence and then have the words get reversed. I got really good at thinking of what to say and putting it in there and going really fast. And that came in super handy. So we played this game like a year and a half ago over the course of a bunch of months. It was offline. It was super, super fun. And then it came in handy just a couple months ago because I was on Idle Champions Presents Court of the Raven Queen. And everybody in the Idle Champions audience decided that it would be funny if we all had to talk backwards for a while.
Ah.
So yeah, I pulled back out that I'm like, I have a website for that. I can make this work. Ooh, Mighty Pony Girl says I don't own a top hat, but I do own a monocle. Ooh,
Nice.
Oh.
Mighty Pony Girl, together we are the Monopoly person. We are the Monopoly, the Monopoly millionaire. Balkan25 says I used to own a magic top hat. Is that one of those, the ones that collapse in on themselves, or have the extra pouch for bunnies, or both? It could probably be both. Mine doesn't do anything. The Monopoly man says Jay. Thank you, Jay. Apparently, just the Monopoly person. Yeah, Balkan25 mentions Yoda. Before the Court of the Raven Queen, I'm sorry, Court of the Raven Queen. Before that episode where we all had to talk backwards because we knew it was coming, we all had the chat of, are we doing words backwards? Are we doing sentences backwards? Is this Yoda? And B-Dave, being the kind of generous DM that he was, basically said, do what you think is going to be funny. And so I think all of us were doing something slightly different. I know Mark Muir had grabbed Twin Peaks quotes. So you have to figure more up, and then he would just say a quote from one of the Twin Peaks episodes where they were all doing the backwards talking. It was funny. Oh, apparently, the Monopoly guy, his name canonically is Mr. Moneybags.
Ah.
I mean,
Makes sense.
That makes sense, but like, if you are born into the Moneybag family, that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Like, that is a lot to live up to, especially if your parents are not going to give you any money. Like, you don't get inheritance. You got to go earn your own money, Mr. Moneybags.
Mm-hmm.
Go make a board game that nobody can ever win. I'm sorry. That Has anyone actually ever won Monopoly? I've had many wonderful evenings playing it. I don't think anyone's ever won it. I think it's the game where everybody just eventually gives up.
How do you win it? I haven't played in so long.
Don't you have to get like all the money or something, or like be the last person standing?
Yeah, I think you
yeah,
have
maybe
to
last
make
person.
everyone else be bankrupt.
Yeah.
Oh, Martin, the wonderful moderator that we have here in chat, has a Monopoly story that they just typed out. My father and his childhood best friends could finish a game of Monopoly in under an hour. It was miraculous.
Ah.
I don't know how that's possible. Unless they were just playing hardcore mode.
Or super fast.
Yeah. Oh, so they were probably ganging up on people. Martin goes on to say, I played with them once, and they somehow targeted me to get me out. How do you target someone in Monopoly? So they ganged up on you. They were just like, you are next. But you're right. How do you target someone in Monopoly? That's some hardcore tabletop gaming. When you target people in Monopoly. And And according to Google and Banana Mobster, there are over 300 different versions of Monopoly.
A lot of Monopoly.
Wow.
I think there is, I think there's a D&D Monopoly. I'd have to look that up. Also, if you're just joining us, yes, this is the show and where we go off on wild tangents while Michelle and Alexis draw amazing art. How have we managed to be on the air for 48 episodes? Because we have fun.
So no one's going to cancel us.
We're staying forever. We're having too much fun.
Yeah. Dylan, don't cancel us.
No. We need this joy on Wednesdays. Leave us alone. Oh, Lurking Rider has a Star Wars edition of Monopoly with a limited edition Sebastian Shaw version of Anakin's Ghost as a player piece. It has been played precisely once because I refuse to let it be damaged through rage quitting. My dad is banned from the game.
Whoa.
That is an amazing story. Everything about that. You've a limited edition piece. You can play a version of Anakin's Ghost. People are banned from playing it. Like, that was a journey. Oh, John is asking, does 48 episodes mean the 1-year anniversary is coming up? It already happened, and we failed miserably at celebrating it. Because we started in March of last year? March or April?
I think so.
This is why we failed miserably at celebrating it. It's because we're like, didn't we start sometime last year? All right. Episode 1 was Electric Fae Goldfish, and I have that on April 29th, 2021. So we are a year and a month out from our anniversary, because there was, there's a couple weeks we've had off, and there was the holiday break that we didn't have, and I count the Extra Life show that we did as a real episode, because why not? So it gets a little mushy in there, but we have been on the air pretty consistently for over a year.
Well, maybe we can celebrate our year's worth of episodes when we get to 52.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Champions of Lore just did their celebration at 75 nice. Episodes. So I don't know why 75 was their number, but they were super excited about it, and they did a retrospective. What would we do for a retrospective episode?
Maybe just like do a clips episode and pull up like all our favorite monsters. And...
Yeah. Little slideshow.
For some reason now I'm remembering, in the 80s and 90s when like TV shows would run out of budget, and so they'd put together a clip show.
Yeah.
Like a highlight reel or a clip shows to get through. Or in the 90s when there was the writer's strike, and suddenly there were just all of these extra episodes of TV shows that included bits and pieces from the past. There were some Star Trek The Next Generation episodes like that.
I always hated those episodes. I'm like, I've seen all this already.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, we have more information from Martin. Apparently, his father and childhood best friends could play Monopoly with a piece of paper and 2 dice. Is there like a Monopoly gang? Is there a Monopoly Speedrunners Association or something that they belong to? Because this is some hardcore Monopoly. I didn't even know that was a thing. Ooh, the Lurking Writer says, Alexis, your half-orc looks straight out of A Darkened Wish, which is super cool. And Michelle, the action pose on that tabaxi is... They say chef's kiss, but I figured I'd actually do the thing.
Thank you.
Yeah, for those who don't know, A Darkened Wish is a graphic novel series done by friend of the show, B. Dave Walters. And there was a tie-in, a couple of seasons of a live stream that had a bunch of awesome people on it who played characters from that comic book.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. Not that long ago, only a couple years ago, but in forever in the world of TTRPG streams, more than 3 or 4 years feels like a lifetime. Oh, here's an interesting question for both of you. Bold Wind Smash wants to know, Do you have any guidelines you use to determine what poses you draw, or is it just whatever you're feeling at the time?
Well, for these ones, I don't like the one I'm drawing didn't have any pose guidelines, so I kind of decided just to go for the like heroically standing kind of thing, so I could get a little more done in an hour. Yeah.
Yeah, and mine was, since he's like a fighter and he has a sword and shield, I just felt like he needed a bit of action.
Mm-hmm.
And since he's a tabaxi, I picture him being like fast.
Yeah.
I appreciate how much attention to the feet and those backwards knees and legs that tabaxi have.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one of the cooler physical features about a couple different of the D&D races is those interesting backwards legs, or creatures that just don't wear shoes because, why would you when you've got, paws and claws? Oh, I have to catch up with stuff. Yeah, when we do the regular episodes and we do the rolling tables, sometimes the adjective helps.
Mm-hmm.
So, sometimes the adjective is descriptive of the creature, but then we've gotten to the point where the adjectives include things like riding a, or flying, or as an adventure, or with human teeth. So our adjectives have gotten a little more exciting, I want to say, out there.
Yep. So you're correct.
Okay, so now that you've had the experience, at least for the last 45 minutes, of drawing humanoid characters and kind of more classic player characters, unlike some of the wild and wonky creatures that you've been doing, how different does it feel to try to do a player character on the show than, say, a Rainbow Flumph?
This is a lot more challenging.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, just because you have to pay more attention to the anatomy and
Mm-hmm.
and like we're doing it for someone, so it's adds a little bit of pressure.
Aw.
But it's good. Though.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely more challenging, but I'm also having a lot of fun right now. So,
Yeah.
So all good.
Good.
Yeah.
Don't mind me as I continue to pester you with questions while you're trying to do this amazing, challenging thing that you're nervous but excited about. That's my job. That's my job, is to be a distraction. Oh, the lurking writer's bringing up Tia What. I don't think I have Tia What on hand. Should I pull up Tia What? I probably should. Okay, so for our friends who have not watched before, Tia What? So in the game, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, we, a couple of months ago at this point, implemented a awesome new feature that included what we call Trials of Mount Tiamat. You get to fight Tiamat, and it's a asynchronous multiplayer cooperative style of game. And to celebrate, we did a version of Tiamat in where each of the heads were drawn in relation to what we rolled on the rolling tables. And she became affectionately known as Tia What because of what we ended up with. And let me grab that. There you go. That is Tia What from episode 19. And as you can see on the green head here, with human teeth came into play. And this became so beloved by our wonderful community that very recently, Tia What is now officially in the game. So it has become full circle in where an in Idle Champions thing inspired us to do a show that inspired Michelle and Alexis to draw such an amazing creature that it ended up back in the game.
Crowning achievement.
There you go. That's we're done. We're done. Pack it up. Pack it up. So yes, that's what, if you see anybody in chat who's asking about Tia What, that is what they mean. And one of these days we'll get an emote in there. I just don't think we could get it. We'd have to get 4 emotes, one for each head.
Mm-hmm.
because otherwise it'd be way too small. Everyone's like, my work here is done. Yeah. So we do have about 15 minutes left. I'm going to go ahead and put those links back in chat. If you like what you see, and how can you not? Because look at this. This is amazing. You too can get your character drawn by some amazing artist, by one of the many amazing artists that is participating in the Gamers for Groceries charity event. I'll go ahead and put that in chat. If you check out Gamers Groceries on Twitter, it is a $25 Canadian donation to get your PC put in to get drawn by somebody, it is a deal and a half. It is absolutely worth it. So go ahead, donate, watch on Saturday. Oh, I should ask John, if John is in chat, are anyone else doing live drawings of the PCs or on Saturday, or are a lot of the other artists doing that offline? Because that'd be fun to try to show up when there's other artists who are doing those live draws and cheer them on the way that we've had everybody cheering on here.
Mm-hmm.
Because it sounded like there's a bunch of fun things happening on Saturday. So, and the Saturday stuff, for those of you who missed it, that's a big long stream happening on the Gamers for Groceries Twitch channel, where they're going to be playing games. You try to stump BioWare artists or BioWare writers, which I don't think is possible, but hey, might be fun to try. So, and yeah, I've made a donation already, and I did like a direct donation because I felt bad about donating before this show because I didn't want you to accidentally pick my art. Now that this is done, if there's still spots left once the show is done, I may be sending $20 American this way because this is super cool. Oh, and John says these are turning out so wonderful.
Aw, thank you.
Paper Boa asks, or says, I would be too nervous to draw live on stream. I don't know how people do it.
I don't know how we do it either. I definitely get nervous. So
Yeah, and I think our first few episodes, all our drawings were like a little shaky because we
weren't on camera either the first few episodes because we were nervous. Like,
yeah.
So yeah, it took a while. Like, we're getting more comfortable, I think. But
yeah. For those of you who are wondering, that's what it used to look like. The concern was, I just put up the art, also drawn by our wonderful artists. The concern was that all anyone would ever see was the top of your heads.
Yeah.
But we learned really quick that is not the case, and the two of you felt comfortable being on camera. And nerves are an absolutely normal thing. Like, I think you get better at dealing with them, and you maybe get better at controlling it a little bit, and you can get the nerves to turn into something like more excited nerves the more practice you have. But I found that I get nervous every single time before I'm on stream or performing or whatever. Every time.
Oh, I didn't think you got nervous.
Oh, every time. Absolutely. I am lucky that I've had some hardcore musician training to help with. It's less about getting rid of nerves and more about knowing this is what my body and this is what my mental state does when I get stressed, when I get anxious. And just learning how to deal with it, how to mitigate it, how to recognize, no, I don't actually have a stomach ache. This is just my nerves talking through my stomach. No, I'm not actually about to fall over. I'm just having a really bad case of nerves. But yeah, before this show, before every show, I get nervous all the time. It's just super normal. I had a bassoon teacher back in college give me one of the best pieces of advice / things that I remember, in where she said, nerves are just a sign, one of the many signs that you care, and the audience can tell when you care. And so nerves are not a bad thing. And it's true. It's absolutely true. Welcome KPL here. You are joining us just in time. We're in the final stretch of this. Oh, the Lurking Writer asks, does it help that the audience are a bunch of words rather than visible faces? That's an interesting question.
Yeah, probably.
So, yeah.
If it was like a stage, yeah, that would be harder.
Mhm.
It's probably a little easier for you to ignore the chat than it is for me, but that's an interesting thing to think about.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have time to look at the chat really, but maybe that would be a little more nerve-wracking seeing that.
Mhm.
But
I try to look over every so often, but yeah, I can't really keep my eye on it too much.
Yeah.
which makes sense. That is why I am here, is to
Mhm.
keep an eye on chat and to be the person. The Lurking Writer also now suggests nervous or has stage fright for an adjective.
Just draw ourselves.
Yeah.
We'll have to start off that episode with the background isn't just a blank white thing, it's an actual stage. We'll have to have picked that ahead of time, and then the background will be a stage, and then you can just draw like just a little head poking out from the side. It'll be the 5-minute draw.
Yeah.
That'll be the invisible stage fright. They're there. They just have stage fright and cast greater invisibility. Because I think we did have somebody suggest is invisible as an adjective, and I'm like, wait a second. How's that going to work? Oh, Reaver01, I just woke up. What are they drawing? Welcome. I hope you had a lovely sleep, nap, both, either. You have my envy. So, we are drawing, and I say we, and I really mean Alexis and Michelle, are drawing 2 of the PCs that got picked out of the huge assortment of donations to Gamers for Groceries, which is a lovely charity that we are participating with a whole bunch of game devs in Canada who are raising money for the Canadian Food Bank. And so people can donate $25 Canadian to have their player character, basically, their adventurer, put into a pot full of characters. And in this case, Michelle and Alexis pulled 2 of them, and that's what they are drawing. But there are still many, many more slots to go. I'm going to do it again because why not? Also, there it is. I'm going to put the link in chat again for more information. Where's the link? There it is. So if you go to the Gamers Groceries Twitter account, you can go check out some of the other art that has happened. You can go hear more about what's going on Saturday, which is the big live stream that they are doing to raise money. And you can go ahead and donate. There's a Google form you fill out. Super duper easy. Asks you a bunch of questions about your character. You give them $25, which is a steal. Just I cannot overstate how amazing it is that $25 is getting you art from these amazing artists. That is absolutely wonderful that people have donated that much of their time and talents. It is so amazing. Go ahead and do that donation. And hey, maybe on Saturday, we'll see a whole bunch more Idle Champions folks who will have art in there. As I said, if there's still spots open after this show, now that I know I'm not going to accidentally steal one of these, it would have been one of those moments we would have drawn out of the hat and been like, here's a player character for Lauren. Yeah, sure, that was absolutely random. Nah. So... Well, thank you, John. We also have John Renish in chat, who has been the person helping coordinate this whole entire event, especially with us, because we did our own thing and we did our own show here. So thank you very much for helping us out and sending us all of the wonderful information and helping us help you. And these are looking amazing. So normally at this point, you would be done. But this is a different kind of thing, a different kind of drawing. And like we talked about at the beginning, is this now that you've done this much, though, starting from nothing, do you at least feel a little proud of how much you've done in an hour?
Oh, totally. It's like way more detail than I usually put into my sketching hour creators.
This is true, but also the sketching hour, you absolutely have to finish in an hour, or else I don't know what else. What or else? There's no or else. Or else, oh no. So
But I think when we started, we were like, oh, we'll just see how much we can get done in an hour. And then it just kind of turned into the standard to have like a fully colored.
My favorite sketching hours are the ones in where we get to like the last 15 minutes and the two of you are doodling. There's, in the game, along with Tiawat, there are other sketching hour creatures that have shown up. There's a whole adventure full of them, and you'll have to play the adventure to find out why. But the Nebula Zorn pigs ended up in there, which are some of my favorite creatures you've ever drawn. And the best thing about the Nebula Zorn pigs is you had drawn them, and then it was one of those creatures that you finished in like 30 minutes. And so you drew a second one, like a tinier one, and now both of them are in the game.
They both are. That's awesome.
They're both in the game. And the big one, their attack is they throw the little one. And it's the best. It's amazing. So yes, you too can have your art. So we've already done our two player characters, but go ahead and follow that link. And if you do not have $25, which, listen, there have been many times in my life where I've not had $5 to rub together, nonetheless $25 to donate. Do what you can. And if you don't, that is 100% understandable. Go ahead and give it a retweet. Give it a, promote that the event is happening, because sometimes the best thing is not necessarily being able to donate, but being able to get the word out so that other people know that it's happening. So thank you, Lurking Writer, for retweeting it. Go ahead, and if you've got a social media account, go ahead and pass that along so that other people with pocket change can throw that at a good cause. I'm just taking one last minute because we're in our final couple of minutes and we have to stop. So I'm just making sure I haven't missed anything.
Let's shade faster.
Yeah.
You know what? I will pass along this last question. Zoroth wants to know, on average, how long does it take to draw something like this with high detail?
Good question.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes multiple hours at least.
Definitely. Yeah.
So the last year of the sketching hour has been your training for the marathon, which is, can you do an entire PC in 1 hour? And there we go. I think the answer is yes, absolutely.
Almost.
No, I mean, whether or not you want to finish or not, I think this looks outstanding, and I think this is amazing. And I would also love to know, Michelle, where can we find more of your amazing art on the internet?
I'm on Instagram at Michelle Papadopoulos, or Twitter at Art of Michelle.
And same question for Alexis. Where can we find more of your amazing art?
I'm on Twitter at Alexis Thero and on Instagram at alexis.thero.
And you can find me as Obo Lauren. I have no amazing art unless I'm retweeting it from some of these awesome artists, which I often do. Thank you to our amazing mod, Martin, who was doing a fantastic job putting questions that you would all put into chat into our backstage document and keeping our chat rolling and being awesome. Thank you to everybody in chat. Thank you to the two people specifically who donated for these two amazing player characters. Thank you to John for being in chat and helping answer tons of questions about this wonderful charity event. Definitely go check out on Twitter, check out Gamers Groceries to find out more. And with that, we'll see you next encounter.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.